A very warm welcome from my side. I'm Patrik, representing Switzerland Global Enterprise. We are a non-profit organization based out of Lugano, Lausanne, so in the Mediterranean environment of Switzerland. Lausanne, which is in the French-speaking part, and Zurich. Our aim is to support entrepreneurs, ambitious entrepreneurs, on their path to grow, to scale up. And that's also the reason what brought me here today for the first time for me, being in your beautiful country, meeting you, ambitious entrepreneurs, and talk about Switzerland, how we can leverage what you have in your mind. Switzerland for many years has been one of the top 10 financial centers worldwide. Why did we become that? I think it goes back to the establishment of our country being a very decentralized country. First of it, 1291, we have been 3 small cantons saying, we 3 together, we established this confederation, which then grew over time, and now counts 26 cantons which have high authority in decision making, and this at the end is similar to the blockchain movement started 1291 in our country already. So one reason why we are strong in this today. As well, from the regulatory side, we have really open ears in Switzerland, of course, not fast, but I tell you why. Because our democratic system is involving as many arguments, as many ideas as possible to come up with a smart solution for everyone, which is then supported, solid and stable for the time after our decisions. That's seen in our votes, which we do regularly on important things, on less important things, but we do votes, and that's where decision making is happening broadly in our country. So very much good arguments to that stable environment Switzerland can offer. Many things are in place, also a very liberal labor law comparing to our competitors in Europe, and a multilingual, multicultural country with 25% foreigners, so we are really open, and that's why my message is join Switzerland because of all those assets. There's only one thing missing in Switzerland, you. And we are talking about this morning, so why should you think or rethink or strongly think on addressing Switzerland as a market? So where are we today? We are in challenging times, in changing times as well. Let's talk about the financial industry. Of the one hand side, well-established banks, and then the very agile, fast developing, tech-driven startups, grouping them together, trying to find solutions with banks. Some of them might take a more scary position, like on the picture. Some of them, they see the opportunities in it, partnering up, and all of it comes down to the environment, open regulation, which can enable some developments or can't. So that's one possible picture how to look at it, but maybe it's a different picture if you have the full side of it. There are big conglomerates which at the end might also offer financial services, already doing that in Asia with Alipay, WeChat Pay and others. So maybe it's going in a completely new direction as well. But we're not here to speculate on what's going on. We are here to talk business and to offer serious talks about what Switzerland can offer. I already started to say why the location is stable and politically stable, financially stable. We also have a broad multi-party system, again, to have this balance in our country that everyone can express his opinion. It's a lot about security, about safety, personal safety, but also safety of assets, and then privacy. The second argument is the strong education system. You might know we have these dual education systems where children can decide early on which path they want to enter, they want to start. Is it more on a practical side or more on an academic side? And later on they can change between the two paths very frequently and easily. So I think that's a key of our success. We have below 3% unemployment, and this is a great country which can offer opportunities for children. We have good ties to the most important industries. Our ambassador has mentioned it. Free trade agreements. We have 30 with many leading partners, but as well, of course, with the European Union, which is a dossier which is currently as well treated very, very intensively, and we will follow and try to follow this bilateral path with our direct neighbors and the European Union. But this neutral and central location, together with all the good assets of the liberal markets, is one of another advantage of our country. I've brought 3 recent examples. This is one from Wences Casares, he's CEO from Zappo, Bitcoin Custody, which came over from Silicon Valley to set up his entity in Switzerland 2 years ago, and found here again a regulator which listened and regulated at the end the business model he was in, and is now one of our biggest promoters globally of what Switzerland can do. A second argument is here from our stock exchange. 2 initiatives. One is the SIX Cyber Hub, which has been established this year to secure all players in the financial system. And here they will launch another platform, which is a digital asset trading platform next summer, which makes asset digitally tradable, fully regulated in Switzerland. They don't have selected right now the blockchain provider who makes this happening, so if you think your product is the right one, we could connect you with our stock exchange to talk about business. And then just recently, last week, I was witnessing this launch of a first crypto index product, which has been launched at the SIX Group last Thursday. They as well, it's a young Egyptian guy from Cairo. He's out of the US and then from UK, but he was looking for the right location to launch at the stock exchange his new crypto index product. And he contacted 28 jurisdictions. Many of them hang up the phone after half of his talk, not Switzerland. He invited him to talk, to listen, and together with lawyers and bankers and financial analysts and programmers, they were able to launch that product last week. And another small element of what can be done in Switzerland. But we have talked about the potential. I will not go into the detail on this. What we have launched, we as a company 2 months ago, is a digital platform on our website, and you will get the presentation to find that out, which can tell you about who are your competitors in our country, who can be your clients in our country, who are the ecosystem players in our country. And what it does, it's combining demographic data of our country together with economic data of our country. So you can select fintech or finance industry companies by region, the whole country, and you can start finding, sensing the potential for your products in Switzerland. So you're very much invited to deep dive on that after the conference. We have today a lot of experts here, so the intention of us being here today is, of course, inform you about what we feel could be beneficial, what's the market for you, but as well to listen what are your needs. As it's our first time presence in this kind of format, tell us what you need most. We will then go back and reflect on how we can come back hopefully to Israel with different kind of a setting. So for today it's a pilot project, but I'm very, very keen to be here. For me, Israel has been on the spot for many years already, and today it's happening. So for me, it's a big day. If you think Switzerland, yes, is a market for me, I would suggest to select some of the upcoming events in the blockchain industry or fintech industry. They are through our country. I just selected some of them here, Bern, already next week, or then in January we have 2 in Geneva and Zurich, and then end of March in Zug. And if you want to know more about the first 2, so in Bern and in Geneva, we have Iris here from the Greater Geneva Bern area who can elaborate more on what's happening in her region. I think with that, I thank you for being here, for taking the time to join us for that morning. Looking forward to inspiring and ambitious talks about your business models, and Switzerland will be there to help. Thank you.